Have you ever wondered how to bring your wildest creative ideas to life? Bring that imagination to real life? Today I'm taking you behind the scenes on a magical rope art, fairy tale inspired shoot that I did. Let's unlock your creative magic together. Hello, beautiful humans. I'm Naomi Pitcher. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, performer, and entrepreneur. My mission here is to help you unlock your creative potential and help you level up with it. If you enjoy this journey, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Let's get into it. So how did this idea come to life? I think creativity is like a magical spark. First, we find some inspiration. Then we see this idea in our heads. I started to imagine costumes, themes, a storyline, this beautiful sensual kind of world and fairy tales, that magical softness, whimsical feeling intertwine. In this video, I'm going to share about how I developed those ideas, how I found those artists to collaborate with, and how creativity feels when it really clicks into place. I'm finding these artists, reaching out to different photographers, seeing who would want to collaborate with this process. I'm really lucky that I already have such a wide network of creative artists that I can reach out to, and that's when having social media pages that are specializing in your niches really helps. I made a rope page and that really helped me to find connections with other artists, and that's how I found the amazing rope artist Joe. We had a few little practices. We talked about ideas. We talked about how we can make their character be a part of the storyline. It's not just about the art, it's about the community, bringing people together, building friendships. This particular shoot was a fairy tale inspired shoot. I already had a Cinderella dress, and I really wanted to tell a story about how we're promised this fairy tale watching all of these movies growing up, and then we grow up and we realize that life is not a fairy tale. There's no happily ever after. Life is like the ocean. It goes in waves, and sometimes there's storms and sometimes it's calm, and that's just how life goes. But we see these fairy tales growing up. We think we're going to find our prince and have that happily ever after and everything is going to be easy, but that's not the reality of life. And I love it because the Shibari can be a story tale of about being held, about connecting with this vulnerable part of us that lets someone else hold us. We grow up and we're told that we need to be independent, but taking back to those times when we're young and all we want to do is be held by our mother, that's how Shibari makes me feel. It makes me feel held and it makes me feel taken care of. And building these kind of storyline shoots really starts to get the imagination flowing, and every little story has its own little kind of magic to bring in. Okay, now let's dive into the visuals behind this. So we found a really cool studio. Thanks, Joe. We found an amazing photographer that wanted to work with us. I did my hair just like Cinderella. I had this beautiful whimsical makeup on. We got my stylist, Thunderhall Studios, Ali Skeet, to bring in all her little extra details to help these looks look really crisp, and Joe even made their own fairy wings, which just looked so magical. And then we came up with the concepts of, we want to have more of a storyline. We don't want to just do one look. We're going to have it evolving. We're going to have the beautiful classic Cinderella, and then we're going to have the sparkly little piece in this little side profile moment. This was really to show Joe's artistry a lot, to be able to show how we can create these shapes with the body. And then I found the glass slippers. A beautiful friend of mine lent those to me, and because I've got a broken foot, luckily Cinderella loses a shoe, so I could just wear one shoe. So here's the thing, creativity isn't about perfection, it's about expression in whatever art form that is to you. I hope this can inspire you to help you take your first steps to bringing your creative vision alive. If you would like to support my creative journey, make sure you subscribe to my community. I've created a habit tracker that will help you stay on track with your creative endeavors. This is a space where we can grow, spark ideas together, and really share the love. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you very much. Remember to vote love every day with your words, your actions, and your thoughts. And I'll see you on the next one.